Well, I love that umbrella guy.
My wife and I love that umbrella guy. We love that umbrella guy.
If you love that umbrella guy too, make sure that you're subbed. Make sure that you hit that bell for daily notifications. And if you really love that umbrella guy and want to go further, there are links in the description. PayPal, Patreon, and this, the case of the littlest umbrella. Now this thing has been really interesting because it showcases what gatekeepers will do to keep you from going out and having success. It showcases what people do when they want to intimidate and coerce. I mean, we've done great with the project, but the way that it was met, I mean, it was absolutely insane. And it reminds me of what we're seeing these days, what we're going to be talking about here, which is the absolute insanity of thinking that someone can go out and suppress not one person, not two people, but multiple people with litigation because, hey, they're out here defaming me. Now, this, I think, is not a move to go out and to seek defamation claims. No, I think this is a way to try to shut people up. You compel people to go out and to be quiet because if people start talking about you, if people keep talking about you, well, what does that leave you? What does that leave your reputation? What does that leave you, when you're talking about returning to platforms like YouTube? Well, it doesn't leave you much of anything. It's been interesting, too, looking at some of the people that have been tied to this. Take Mars Girl, for example, because this isn't the first time that you've actually seen some move like this. Whether it's dropping documents about former coworkers or going out and continuing the spin of someone that cannot defend themselves anymore. Not saying that they're innocent, but they definitely can't stand up. This was not the first time that it happened. This, however, was really interesting to see play out. And the people that are defending this, well, they might want to coerce silence too. I mean, if you go out and you look at the people that are sharing this, yeah, they're people that have met opposition. Take D.C. Douglas, for example. When D.C. Douglas came out and he talked about Vic Mignogna, one of the things that he was asked right off the bat by someone like me was, hey, you went into a woman's bathroom, you filmed in said bathroom, but you're saying that hugging people is assault. So, you went in without permission and you filmed there, but not only is that creepy, not only is that disturbing, but when you go out, the framing of that is quite insane. So of course you have to have shots fired. You have to have a return volley. And when you look at the wording here, well, it tells you a lot about not only who they're trying to shut down, but also why they were trying to shut down a Vic Mignogna in the first place. Now, if you don't know about Vic Mignogna, by the way, basically you're talking about a voice actor that had his reputation and his occupation burned out from beneath him. I'll show how the person right here, they tied into it just briefly. I don't want to overwhelm anyone with that, but I do want to show you a little bit of what they did, just to show you the buy-in, what they think that they can slither away from now. Because, hey, right here, again, intimidation and coercion. But D.C. Douglas, she stood up for people in the shadows. Stood up for people in the shadows. She didn't back down when conservative, carpetbagger, dipshits co-opted the I stand with blah blah movement. Let's have her back like she had everyone else's. So right off the bat, you get conservative thrown in there because, number one, anyone that stands up as opposition has to be a conservative. Because you going out and brigading against conservatives, people that see that not as right left, but right wrong, they have to be conservatives. Yep, that shows a lot, doesn't it? Then we see the carpetbagger thing. Because when you listen to me, you think right off the bat, that guy has to be a transplant there. Surely that wonderful, silky, smooth Wakandan sound there, yeah, that can't be from that area. No, it's got to be a carpetbagger. What in the world? You see this carried over as well. You see the same type of thing? Nah, there was an influx of conservative bots and D-bags who have co-opted the movement. I would prove it to you if you were not an anonymous dude. So you out there, your conservative bots, You're D-bags, and well, you're anonymous, so of course you don't matter. That's the kind of thing that tells you to show me your face, and that's the kind of move that you see this aimed at. This kind of thing saying we're going to drag you out here. We're going to expose your life and livelihood because, well, you stopped our plans. Therefore, their plans too, they included multiple people. There is a spreadsheet out there, the broken staircase. And that spreadsheet now, it contains over 70 names. 70 names that are tied into anime that people need to wake the heck up to, because they might be on that list as well. Now, I'm not saying everyone on that list is innocent. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is to get on that list, all you need is an accusation. And accusations these days, they will burn your life down. These people don't like the idea that, well, people want to stand up to that. They don't like that at all. Of course, you've got to be a harassing right-wing a-hole, just because. You got to be a conservative, a bot, a DB, and all. If you notice another name out there, one that has also been in the brigading, Sean Schimmel, a guy who got together and put together a video that basically called the guy that's been brigaded against a P to the E to the D to the O. They tried to burn that guy's life down. They tried to make fun of it while they did it because they thought the embers from those flames, there would be no reckoning to it. The guy who pretended that he was actually being swatted, the guy who had to shut down his Twitter profile for a while because he got flack for sharing a fake swatting and going after people, that guy is going out and again shopping this around. Now, what started out as a Yellow Flash 2 hunt, something that we saw and we thought, oh my God, look at all of these crazies going after that guy. It's become a hunt for multiple people, multiple YouTubers. That's exactly what that GoFundMe says. I mean, when you go through this and you look at that, defamation against several individuals who have targeted me specifically to be the recipients of harassment in multiple forms. So when you go and you look at what this person did, I mean, you see things like hashtag Kickvic. You can see it prominently there. They not only add to brigading, but they start a hashtag. This hashtag too, I mean, it's been added to things like this. You see the terrible memes? Well, here's a meme that they shared. You see their name across the top of it, and well, it's espousing violence. Oh man, we're going to go kick him in the D, because that's what you do, because, oh man, he was kissing underage girls. Spreading that message. What exactly are you saying about the guy? But of course you say you didn't say any of that. When you look at the use of Kickvic as well, it goes on for quite some time. I mean, these are just random shots searching for it, which I have archived as well, but you can see what's being brigaded against. I mean, look at that. Please remember, there are always two sides to every story. Dude had a good thing going when asking people to stop threatening each other with violence, and then he goes and does this, hashtag Kickvic. Again, remembering hashtag Kickvic and exactly what kind of stuff it stands for. So, the guy goes out and says, hey, maybe I have some kind of story. Maybe it goes beyond this. Well, we got to destroy you. Again and again, they go after this. And this just isn't the end all. This is just part of the brigading. I mean, it goes on forever. There are 39 uses in here of just the hashtag alone. And we're not talking about sharing the hashtag or any other thing like that. Shares don't even show up in this. All of the shares that you see where conventions are brigaded against, where you have, multiple, I think there were 13 retweets on KamehaCon alone. There were multiple that went after other conventions. I mean, so many conventions have found themselves under the gun because of this. You have had other people that have been brought up in this. You have had brigading against fandom because of this. You have had so many things reflected like this. And now, well, nobody wants to reap what they did. They don't want to be talked about. They don't want to be talked about as they continue to do so. An interesting thing that you'll notice, too, if you go out and look at coverage, she actually stops getting covered. She actually wasn't doing anything for a while. Then she decided to start sharing these things, not just from 2017, but from 2016, trying to bring up an old controversy wherein Vic Mignogna actually has an issue with William Shatner. You know, they basically have some advertisement issues there. And well, this is shoehorned into this public forum, and you're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed to go out, you're supposed to look at this kind of stuff and say, isn't that something? But you're not supposed to talk about it, because if you do, well, culpability, liability. Not only that, too. I mean, you see Vic's mom brought up in this. You know, that was one of the latest things, and something that they apparently did not like. You see it brought up multiple times in this conversation. A lot of people did not like the idea that they were bringing up mom. Yet again, they didn't realize that she had been brought up before. I mean, this to anybody seems like a particularly low blow. But hey, that's the thing we've come to expect. And well, when you do that and you get blowback, apparently it's not your fault. Nope, it's those multiple YouTubers' faults. It's all of their faults because it's defaming. That is absolutely insane to me. That is absolutely stupid. But that, in a nutshell, is Kickvic. That's exactly what they stand for. They stand for not only going out and brigading and burning things down, but for also silencing any type of criticism. Because if you're out there and you're speaking and you're shining a light on it, well, this stuff doesn't work. They don't get to move on to dozens and dozens more people. Yeah, it all falls apart. And they can't have that fall apart, because if it falls apart, then where are all their plans going? But anyway, you tell me what you think about this stuff. And no, there will not be any capitulation to this. There will not be silencing with this. You know, until a lawyer says, oh man, you've got to stop talking about these people. It's on. Because we're not talking about something that's inferring some craziness. We're talking about exactly what they're doing in the public. They don't like the idea that they went out from January, February, March, April, going into May, talking about a guy and burning him down. They don't like the idea that people cover that. You could have stopped talking. You could stop talking anytime. It could go back to that. But instead, you want to tell other people to stop. But anyhow, you tell me what you think. As I said, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you're subbed. Make sure you hit that bell for daily notifications. And if you want to go further, if you want to support the channel, well, then you can check out the links in the description. One of those is the Case of the Littlest Umbrella. All ages Lovecraftian. That does not mean it's not horror. It's not fit for everyone. It's there for all ages. It's there so everyone can enjoy it. I miss that about comics, when we could all sit down and have fun with something. There are actually 2 comics that are involved in the $40 tier. You can have fun with that. And well, you know, the stuff that's in it, satire and parody. We can have a lot of fun, because why shouldn't we have fun? These people, they would love to shut that down. They would love to shut you down, because ultimately, as a consumer, you're not respected. That's probably one of the most infuriating things that's out there, thinking that they don't need the consumer, that your voice, it isn't required. If you've got a problem, well, you can walk away, or if you speak up, you can be forced to be silent. You can be forced to capitulate, and that will go unchecked. So anyway, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to tell you that you're appreciated. And well, while you're looking at this stuff, hopefully you'll stand with us as we go out and we encounter this, because it's getting crazier and it'll get worse. It will get a lot worse, because these people, they are basically on their heels. They're pushed back and they think that they need to do something. I mean, you can imagine what they're going through right now, looking down the barrel of litigation for what they did. They're trying to say, maybe I can siphon off some money out of other people out there. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And threatening to dox, to drag people's identity out there, it'll just blow up in your face. But anyhow, you tell me what you think about this again, and I appreciate you. Thank you. We'll do it again soon.